just joined us, ladies and gentlemen. Dan, how are you doing today? Dan?
Yes. Sorry, your audio broke up for a second for me.
It's all good. No worries.
Of course. Sorry, what was your question?
How are you doing today?
I am doing just fine. Thank you very much.
Awesome. So I explained the audio issues we've been having, and for whatever reason, by the way, this is not Axiom related. We have two computers with the exact same specs, and both computers are having the same issue. I'm gonna have to take them out with a sledgehammer after the show and buy new ones. But that being said, we will go on with the run. So we'll be, as I said, we'll be running the soundtrack in the background, so you guys have a little something to listen to, because the soundtrack in this game is freaking amazing. I would like to remind you that Tom is the sole developer on this game. He made everything from the art to the level design, the programming, the soundtrack as well. It's pretty insane when you think about it. So without further ado, we can get started with the run. So we are ready to go. Should I go for countdown? All right. So let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, can you gentlemen hear me fine?
Yep.
Awesome.
I can hear you. Yep.
All right, so we're gonna start by going to the left to grab the Axiom Disruptor. Now, by the way, gentlemen, I just want to thank you, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, for coming all the way. You know, taking time out of your busy schedules, as I well know that it must be pretty hectic for you guys recently with the announcement of Axiom Verge 2 that came out last week.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. We were talking with Nintendo for a while about, what our plans were, and yeah, they let us know that they were doing a new indie world, and there was an opportunity to make the big announcement there. And yeah, I've been a big fan of watching those, like Nintendo Directs and indie worlds, and then since they were so excited about the game, they were like, we're going to give you the coveted one last thing slot, which was always cool to see, where they say, like, by the way, we have one more thing. So yeah, that was exciting.
Well, I mean, I think that it's safe to say that the Axiom Verge Discord went on fire when you guys made the announcement. And the question that was on everyone's keyboards, as it were, was, is this a Nintendo exclusive?
It is not a Nintendo exclusive. So yeah, we didn't have to promise anything to Nintendo to work with them for this announcement or anything. So there's really no strings attached. But just out of courtesy to them, since they did include us in that video, we're not talking about other platforms just yet. And for each platform that we do support, we kind of want to work with the platforms to make those announcements with them.
Awesome.
But I will say that just like we did with Axiom Verge 1, we want it to be everywhere eventually. It's just the biggest question is going to be, in what order do we reach out? Do we launch on each platform?
All right. Well, I mean, that's something that a lot of people wanted to know, and because I know most runners run it on PC, so that was the main concern. But I'm pretty sure that everyone's very happy to hear that from the man himself.
Yeah. Well, Tom's the man himself.
No, but I mean, you take care of the platforming. He's the man for the game, but I mean, you're the man for all the marketing and business side of it. Am I right?
That's right. Yeah, that's fair.
Go. So here now we got the drill, which actually gets it's a utility, but it's also a weapon. We also when we get the Kilver, which is, as I like to call it, the big green broccoli gun, we can alternate between the drill and the Kilver to pretty much double damage in quick succession. I'm gonna do it here actually with the.
Is the broccoli gun the unofficial fan?
I always call it that. I don't know if it became a thing. I know some people do call it that actually, but I don't know if it's the official. But we love the Kilver. So alternating between the drill and the Kilver is also known as the Drillver. So that's a thing though. Drillver is an actual community saying for that technique.
I have never tried. I never even heard of that technique, so I'm gonna have to.
Well, look here.
I'm gonna
Like,
have
let's
to
say if I
practice
shoot the disruptor, like in quick succession with the drill, if I'm close enough to the enemy with the Kilver, what it does is they both hit the enemy at the same time.
I did not know
Yeah.
that. See, I should know these things. Why doesn't anybody tell me these things?
Yeah, you cut out there with the Kilver and what other weapon?
The
Hits
drill?
at the same time?
The
drill.
Kilvin drill. By alternating real fast between the two, we can output the damage from both the drill and the Kilver, which is called the Drillver.
Yeah, Tom, did you know that was a thing?
I did not. I should have known. I should have told me.
By the way, Tom, because I know you're a fan of retro games in general, like how familiar are you with The Legend of Zelda, let's say, Link to the Past, and Super Metroid randomizers? Have you heard of those? Have you been following them?
I know they exist. I know there's an Axiom Verge one that I've not tried. And yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was
just
getting
know
to that,
they
but
exist. Yeah.
actually, I've tried it for the first time last week because I haven't gotten around to really, well, I mean, actually, like going through a full randomizer run. And honestly, it's amazing. It's very well made. The tools are super user friendly. And there's, I believe, Video Game Roulette, who's in chat, can actually corroborate that because he's the lead developer on the randomizer tools. But yeah, we've got the website's going to get updated soon with new features. And so what do you think of that whole randomizer thing? What's your stance on that?
I think it's really cool.
Yeah, in fact, I was going to say, whoever created that tool, I think you just mentioned his name. I didn't quite catch
Yep.
it, but if they can reach out to me, I'd love to talk with them about just offering it as like official free DLC. I don't know if they'd be interested in doing something like that, and we could just put it up on Steam or wherever, and yeah, and people who buy Axiom Verge and play for the first time, maybe it'll somehow unlock. I haven't played around with it myself, so yeah, but if it's something that is pretty user friendly and can be, anyone can just fire it up once they've. I would like to make sure that people who play Axiom Verge for the first time play it all the way through the right way and see kind of like how the story builds and everything. But I think it would be awesome for people who have already beaten the game a couple times and are like, man, I just want some more, that they'd be able to use the randomizer.
Well,
So
I mean,
that could be cool.
that would be great, and that's actually something I discussed with him. That I would try and get in touch with you guys and see if there's some sort of official support, or just to get your official blessing, so to speak. And I mean, yeah, of course, we'll be glad to set a meet and talk further about this. And the randomizer, from a lore standpoint, in the whole world of Axiom Verge, I think it tends really well to it because every seed that gets randomized could be considered an alternate reality where the items are all like just shuffled around. So I just think with all the whole glitching aspect of everything, I think it just it works well.
Yeah, I would totally be open to that. Maybe Tom and I should probably discuss first, but
Oh man, I'm taking a beating here. The game is being slowed down because of we're doing screen sharing on Discord, so they don't have any delay, so that they can see in real time what I'm doing.
Just slowing down the frame rate.
Yeah.
I know that there's some. Aren't there some speed running tricks that involve changing the frame rate?
Oh, well, I don't know if you remember, but when you were live with me on one of my previous runs, I think it was LAN ETS in 2017, because we were doing screen sharing with Sky back then, which was really taking a toll on the frame rate. And in Ikerma, in the temple, I clipped through a wall, and we thought it had something to do exactly with the collision checks being going, like, if it was half the frame rate, it was half the checks, and which made me go through that wall, which shouldn't have happened, or something like that. So yeah, I think there might be something related to the frame rate. We already know that VSync affects the gameplay quite a bit, especially with the red code damage and the address disruptor taking twice as long to corrupt enemies. which actually made my life a living hell at AGDQ 2016. But that was one for the books.
I remember that. That was an uncomfortable
Yeah.
speed run.
Yeah, and also it took me 4 months to stop hating myself, learning that it was actually a technical hiccup due to VSync. And after that, I was able to go back in this GQ 2018 and then got a very good run and did the community proud. And ever since, the Discord is, it's been fired up, and a lot of new faces, not a lot of new runners, and then the randomizer picked up, and it's just great. And Axiom Verge is the announcement for the second game kind of just got me back into it, and I'm probably going to be streaming more randomizer in the future. What we got? Oh, also now would be a good time for donation.
All right, wait, we got a few of them. So we got $25 from Video Game Roulette.
I'm taking this save, by the way.
He says, I had to donate during my favorite game to speedrun of all times. Big shoutouts to GVirus for bringing us all together, and another to Tom for creating the amazing game that brought us all together. Much love from the AVSR dev team.
Thanks, man.
We also got $25 from Sicaria. This one's in French. Allô ma gang de fous, bravo pour tout l'effort investi. J'aurais vraiment voulu être avec vous autres, mais malheureusement le travail m'y a empêché. Mais j'ai donné plus au Répit à la place. Bravo bravo encore et merci pour le Répit. Epic hug. Thank you,
Nice.
Sicaria.
Merci, Sicaria.
We got $50 from Jimbo GG, who says bonne chance pour la run, GVirus.
Thank you, mon Jimbo.
And we got $5 from Manix86, who has a question to Tom and Dan, so I'm gonna let you ask them. He's saying, one of my favorite features of Axiom Verge is how zoomed out the game is compared to most of Metroidvania style games. Was this a focal point in developing this game, and is it something that you plan to keep in future projects such as Axiom Verge 2?
Sorry, I wasn't quite able to hear the question. Could you repeat that?
So basically, the donation was asking about how, compared to other Metroidvania games, the viewport of this game is actually quite wider. Like the camera zoomed out, and you see quite a bit of the game world happening. So the question was, is this an aspect of the gameplay that you're going to keep for future installments? Let's say, well, for the recently announced Axiom Verge 2.
I pulled it in slightly from where it is, so that the Axiom Verge frame buffer is 480 by 272, I think, and then for Axiom Verge 2, it's gone down to 3. It's basically 1/3 of 1280 by 720. And the reason for that is so that when you're on the handheld screen of the Nintendo Switch, it won't need to blur a pixel on it in order to fit it. So, so the new one is 426 by 240.
All right. So it's going to be similar, but it's going to be just a little bit tighter in terms of the
a little bit tighter, yeah.
The
so
camera.
It's like 55 pixels tighter horizontally, and then 32 pixels tighter vertically.
All right. You get some health here. I hope I've got enough for this boss fight. Oh man, I haven't made that jump in a while. Doesn't look like it, but this one's actually pretty tight. Now let's just hope I get Uruku. So now regarding Axiom 2, like it reads on the website that you can play the game before or after Axiom Verge 1. Like in terms of storytelling, that's oh man. That was the wrong block. Okay. Good thing I put a 45 minutes estimate. Playing without
New.
audio really, like, it's actually a lot harder than I thought, because I just realized I rely on the damage cues to know where I'm situated while I'm boosting. I'm damage boosting through the acid and making those blocks appear. But it's okay. We'll play, you know, we're speedrunners because games are too easy, right? So let's play them with tech issues at the same time. It's kind of like an added difficulty level. I mean, in the meantime, we get more time to... we spend more quality time with Dan Edelman, Thomas Happ, everyone. So everybody wins. Yeah, I'd like to see this donation counter. Like, before I get back to Uruku, it's going to take about 6-7 minutes. Before I get back to Uruku, if we could get to the 5K mark, that would be pretty amazing. And also, so what was I saying about Axiom Verge 2? Yes, so like your approach to storytelling, so from what I see, is that it's going to be, it's within the same universe, but we're playing with a new protagonist, and we're going to be also, well, I mean, we can't know right away if it's a brand new world or whatnot, you know. But I see a lot of, if I scroll on the website, I've noticed some similarities with some drawings we see in Kerr, I believe, in the room where you get the drone. Actually, I've noticed that. So I'm kind of curious as to what the setting actually is and everything. Is that who are you and where are you? Is that a central mystery to the Axiom Verge 2?
It's not a mystery because it's on the website. The main character is named Indra, and she is a billionaire.
Oh no!
No, it's fine. With the speedrun mode, I'm not actually gonna lose it.
It crashed.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
Everything's fine. This is fine.
that's probably my fault.
No, we're gonna blame everything on their
Oh, wait.
computer.
The game crashed and we have sound. Thanks, Tom. Did you push an update while I was playing? Is that why the game crashed? Yeah, you know what? Usually I would try to go full screen. I'm not even going to chance that because we have audio now. So I actually have enough time since... yeah, okay. You know what? Now that I've got audio, I'm actually going to start this from scratch. There we go. And this should be done in 40 minutes, so we're still within our time constraints and everything, so... Yeah. And I mean, I could try to go full screen mode, but I'm just scared we're going to lose audio again, so nope. I'm just going to play window mode. All right. Tom, Dan, still there? Yeah, I think I have to just fix... We'll go to transition. I'm just going to fix something real quick. All right. Dan, Tom, hear me?
Now I can hear you. Yes.
So the game crashed, and when I came back, we had audio. So I'm restarting the run.
Okay.
So as I was saying...
Live.
Yeah, you might want to adjust. See. We're gonna fix the game name and all that stuff. Technically, this is when we should have ended the marathon, but we had an hour delay. But all right,
And
so
the
we are.
video's a lot clearer
Oh
now,
wait,
too, for some reason.
So we got some donations. We broke 5K. What's up with that?
Hi.
Hype!
Okay, so well, I guess I'm gonna read them right now. We've got $10 from Black Dahlia. Says
GF.
c'est pas grand chose, mais j'espère que ça peut aider à sauver le répit. Respect pour ce que tu fais, Dim. Lâche pas.
Thank you, G.
Got $20 from Zombie Punk TV. He says this donation goes out to not only GVirus but to all the NoReset crew who are some of the nicest and most caring people I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. A big thanks to Tom and company for hanging out for this run. Now, go kicks ATO's butts, probably. It's blurred out. And let's hit 4K, chat. Little does you know. $25 from Video Game Roulette. He says, had to donate once for an amazing cause and say randomizer DLC hype. We'd be honored to work with the legend himself. Tom, we'll be in touch. And finally, we've got $330 from Dan Edelman.
Oh, yeah.
Who is one of the fine gentlemen you can hear on Discord during this run.
Thanks, Dan, for breaking 5K for us. We just read
Happy
donations.
to do it. Thanks. Since it's Canadian money, the donation sounds like it was a lot more than it was. So.
Yep. As I say, you know, that's why we're encouraging people to come to our standalone event in 2020, especially people from the US, because by coming to our event in Canada, it's like everything's 35% off from the get-go. Yeah. So there you go. All right. So that was all the donations for now. Tom, Dan, are you guys ready to get started on this second attempt?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, you'll have to start a new one, right?
Yeah, I'm going to start from scratch since we have audio and everything and we still have time. And yeah, hopefully I don't die at Uruku. Because I would have to make all my way back to Uruku, so that's pretty much like half of restarting. So at this point, I might as well just start over. All right, so we're ready to go in 3, 2, 1, go! By the way, we got a donation from Video Game Roulette saying that it would be an absolute honor to work with Tom, so we'll be in touch.
Yeah, please do. We'll see how we can make all that work.
So as I was saying, so the game crashed, right? And then we came back and audio was working. Did you push a quick update, Tom, while we were talking, or?
Nope. No, I have no idea.
I don't, like, honestly. This has never happened before. Oh, man, this is so much better.
The donations are pouring in. If I can read more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so actually Thomas Rapp gave us money too.
Oh, damn!
He gave us another $330 Canadian money, and he says, "Thanks, GVirus." We also got $20 from Ben Lamoureux. He says, "Love this game. Stoked for the sequel. Have a good run." We also got $20 from Journeyman. He says, "Axiom Verge for a good cause. Great job, folks."
Thank you, everyone who's donated. And Tom, you say thank you, GVirus, but I mean, thank you for creating this masterpiece. And man, we can't wait for Axiom 2. Honestly, it's like, and that's what I was saying. I was telling Dan the other day is like, you know, on the day that you announced Axiom Verge 2, you know, they also announced the Resident Evil 3 remake, right? And my name being GVirus, as you probably suspect, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. Honestly, Axiom was the announcement that really made me lose my shit. So, and I hold the Resident Evil series in pretty high regards, so...
But it's no Axiom Verge, come on.
Exactly. No, that's really what it is. It's no Axiom Verge.
Definitely appreciate all your support over the years, and yeah, and I know, like, you know, when we were raising money for Carnictorus, you know, you were there for... helping to raise money for that, and yeah, and you're in the special features of the Multiverse Edition,
yep.
Which was a lot of fun to put together. So, yeah, you're kind of you know, an unofficial member of the core team here. So thanks for your support over all the years.
That means the world, man. Thank you.
And you're way better at this game than either Tom or I will ever be.
All right, now I'm having a terrible Zeter fight. All right, I don't know what the hell happened there, but I just took my sweet time. But I mean, you call me an unofficial member of the core team, and it just kind of made my gameplay go haywire.
Sorry.
I swooned. But thank you, honestly. All the kind words they mean quite a lot. And I mean, I got to say this, you know, Tom, you know, we both have special needs children, and it's just, I know what it's like to have a busy life and have, you know, our kids, they mean the world to us, and everything that we do is for them in the end. And I mean, I'm glad that everything that you do also brings so much joy to so many people. So, I mean, thank you, Tom, for everything that you do, honestly. It's not easy, and we truly appreciate all the hard work.
And thank you for, you know, hosting all these charity streams.
It's my pleasure. It's just a little I can do with the skill set I have. So yeah, so earlier I was actually, that's when we got cut off when the game crashed. But we were asking about the setting. Like, I know the main character is actually mentioned on the website, being a billionaire, head of the corporation that Trace was working for, I believe, and how the game world is. What is it going to be? Figuring out what this other world that's lying behind Earth, figuring out exactly where it's happening. Is that going to be one of the core mysteries to solve? What are the themes that you're tackling that are different from Axiom Verge 1 and Axiom Verge 2?
It's you know, it's hard to explain without
Spoiling, yeah.
much, but it's, you know, it's kind of to go back and explain how things, explain how everything came to be, but to offer more of the story that you're not seeing, so that you know, if you haven't played Axiom Verge 1, you'll just be like, oh, this was a pretty cool story. If you've played it, then you might be like, oh, like, I think I understand now how this, you know, how XYZ came to be, and
Gotcha.
like why things unfolded the way they did. And then, you know, different character, but at some point I'll return and sort of explain what happens to Trace next. And clearer than if I had just been Axiom Verge 2 starts with Trace waking up, and all of these things are happening, but, you know, nothing really has any context.
Gotcha. Oh man, this is 2020 is way too far. But was there like is it fall 2020? I think was mentioned. Was the target?
Yeah, that's the target is fall of 2020. We're still a little too far away to pin down an actual month. You know, so it's basically going to ship when it's ready, and we right now think it will probably be ready in fall of 2020.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what my
we
schedule
wouldn't
has.
want it any other way.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, first circle. First cycle.
Get worried when your health is this low, or
No, not here. Because I know I got the health
just
node
got
right
some
there,
health.
so.
yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
say this,
watching-
if that health node was not there, that room right there would be a lot more stressful. Oh, now I got, oh, okay, there we go. So I take that first bullet that I take is intentional, and I want it to hit the back of Trace's head so that I get pushed forward, and then I jump into the second projectile and I dodge it that way. So that, so you were saying, Tom, I'm sorry, cut you off.
I think I was the one who
Oh,
was
you were-
saying,
oh,
like, just
my bad.
yeah, just watching you and other speedrunners like taking damage just stokes my anxiety levels, like when I see you getting that low. And I'm like, no, you're, you know, like for a second when you first started in the first run, I almost kind of half forgot that you were doing a speed run, and so when you were like just rushing in and just like taking damage left and right, I was like, no, you're playing it wrong. And then I was like, oh wait, no, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. See here, I was actually
I-
doing the drillver on that enemy right there. That was
Oh,
a
okay.
perfect example of the drillver. We use it a lot in
Is
the Athetos fight as well to deal maximum damage.
Nice. I'm gonna have to try that technique.
So here, this team does minimal damage, and also those enemies taking a body hit as opposed to a, from one of their bullets. The bullets deal, I think, double the damage as opposed to a body hit. So you'll see in Axiom speedruns, we tried to take the body hits a lot more than the bullet hits because they hurt a lot more. The bullet hits as opposed to the body hits.
I have 2 donations, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, we got another $10 from Sikria. Sorry, I butchered your name. Sikria. Right. She says, to all NoReset crew, you are the greatest of all. To the creators of Axiom Verge, I must admit, the pixel art is really beautiful. You can be proud. Thanks.
Yeah, that's all, Tom.
We got a $5 from Acid. He says, thank you, Tom, for your amazing game, and can't wait for the new game. Much love to the AV Discord runners, Dan and Tom. Thanks.
I'm taking this room slow because I took more damage in the first run, so I can just... I'm going to play it safe. I mean, we started over once again. I'm not going to punch that ticket a second time. So, this is no reset after all. So this is... those are all safety healths. If I was like grinding for PB, or back then when I was grinding for world record still, you wouldn't see me kill all those enemies to get all those drops. But 2 things I'd like to mention is that in this game, as you might have noticed when I started the run, I was in speedrun mode. Speedrun mode sees all the RNG, removes the secret areas, which are, depending on your game, you get 1 or 3 secret areas with a secret weapon that you can find. And essentially, all the enemy patterns and everything is going to be the same. And it removes all the text boxes from item pickups and all the dialogues and all the... So it pretty much makes everything go as fast as it possibly can. Oh, man. Okay. That's fine. So so that's one of the aspects of speedrunning mode, and puts a timer. Now, I took out the splits, but you can see splits for each of the bosses when by default, and I just turned them off. So... that's one of the things that Tom, attention to detail, and he knew that speedrunners would pick up his game, and that was actually something that came out on release. Wasn't added after the fact, so that's pretty cool. And right now, what you're seeing me do is I'm not using any save points. That's because when Trace wakes up in the initial save point, that's the default save point. So by not saving there, not saving at all, when I save and quit, basically, because in speedrun mode you can get out of the game, the timer still runs in the background. When I do the save and quit, it'll bring back the beginning of the game, and that's a huge sequence break that that allows me to not get the grapple. By the way, Tom, I don't know if you can talk about it at this point, but is speedrun mode something you're bringing back for Axiom 2? And if so, any new features you can talk about?
You cut out there. I didn't hear that.
Oh, I was asking if speedrun mode is something that you were considering for Axiom Verge 2 as well, and if so, any new features you can talk about?
It's like every time you ask that question, it mutes. Is Dan muting you somehow?
I don't know. Dan's like, nope, can't ask that. That was on the no ask list.
No, it's the same thing as happening with me when you were starting the question. Like, just let's try one more time.
One more time. So, is speedrun mode something you're bringing back for Axiom Verge 2? And if so, any new features you can talk about?
I actually haven't done any work on it. I intend to just make it work at least as it is currently. I don't know. There are features that I even wanted to do in Axiom Verge 1 that I never did. And it sort of depends. I'm going to have to weigh, like, is this going to take too much time for me to implement?
Gotcha. Well, something that I like, I think would have been a great and natural addition to the second one, if I may. But you know how if you play, let's say, like,
to just one
oh,
section at a time.
well, not that, but well, I mean, yes, to be able to select like sections or some sort of a not debug menu, but let's say outside of sort of a practice speedrun mode. And another thing that would be pretty great would be to actually have save states, kind of like an emulator, if you know what I mean. We can really save at specific points in the game. I don't know on the code side of things what that entails and if that's there are too many variables that need to be saved, but that way we can save at a specific spot so that we can just reload it instantly and just practice over and over again. That would actually be pretty sweet.
There are lots of ways that can go wrong,
Yeah,
because
that's what I thought.
It's super easy because usually you just store all of RAM and all of the registers into a file, and then you reload them, and it's whatever the RAM of your NES or SNES was. It's hardly anything. You can't do that on a PC game like this. You need to kind of go through and make sure that anything you created, any bullets, all the bullets that are on screen are still on screen. All the explosions are, still in the cache and stuff like that. So,
gotcha.
I might be more inclined to try to come up with some kind of in between.
Like a teleport, like you can be in, select what weapons you have equipped, what power ups, and I want to start in that section, let's say.
Yeah, right, and maybe just have some kind of save station teleport option,
or a portable save station. Would that work? A portable save station that you drop it there, and because when I mean the save state, I mean not like an actual save state, but if we could save at any point in the game and just reload without any bullets or anything like that, that, let's say, when I reload, teleport me here. Maybe that.
And they can just time you from that point on, so you can try and get a better time.
Yeah. Well, so when we do that, actually, when we do the practices, that's not to get the time. That's really to practice some tech or something like that, That would be in the practice mode. That would not be in an actual run, let's say.
Yeah.
So you don't have to deal with a timer or anything like that. And also, I'm sure, like, if you drop on the Axiom Verge Discord, a lot of the community would have the suggestions. So if you want a brainstorming session, feel free to drop by. We got ideas.
I'm sure you do.
But I mean, you may not know this, Tom, but the fact that there was a speedrunning mode in this game really helped develop the community and made it that much more accessible for newcomers to start speedrunning this game. And that was actually something that was really amazing for all of us.
Do you find that there's a lot more speedrunners now than when you first started?
Yes, way more. Way more. And a lot more of active ones as well. I think we're at the highest concurrent active speedrunners on this game that we've ever had at this point.
That's awesome.
Now, the guys must be watching me right now thinking, man, he's using the old route. He's super rusty. What is he doing? No, but in all honesty, we have a great community, super welcoming. Everyone's really helpful. Whenever there's a new runner, I mean, they get everyone just kind of jumps in and tries to, give the tips and pointers, best practices, and all that. And everyone's super open and available for anyone who wants to learn new stuff, and everyone's sharing a lot of the tech. If someone discovers something new, I mean, it gets shared right away. So. Not to preach to the choir here, but I mean, right now, this is one of the best speedrunning communities out there, in my opinion, that I've seen. But yes, the speedrunning mode was instrumental in making it the speedrunning success that this game is right now. That's for sure.
That's awesome.
I gotta admit, this event was something because the situation was kind of it was rough for the Répit, and it kind of came out of the blue that this situation, the financial situation, got the way it got. But so I had basically 2 weeks to make this happen. You know, I just turned around. I announced this event before even talking to my partner Shokushu, and even DD Gamings, which is the third member of like core staff for NoReset. By the way, that I'm just gonna stop here for a second, but this is the save warp that I was talking about earlier. This is why I didn't use any of the save points, so that as soon as I get the address disruptor level 2, I would go back to that point. But now we're gonna take a different route in about 2-3 screens. So yeah, so we had a really short time to make this happen. I didn't have much time to practice either because I had to put this together, but it's not going as bad as I thought it would. And also, Dan and Tom, I just want to say, if there's anything at all, anything that I can help you guys with, like for, just feel free to ask. It'll be my absolute pleasure.
Thank you. We may ask you to do some testing.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, but you got to promise not to leave in, like not to tell us about certain bugs that you plan on exploiting later. There might be some that are not intentional.
No, but I know that Tom, during development, he discovered, how we can launch the drone, we can cancel out the drone launch cooldown, and he found that in development. That was not intended at first, and he just left it there knowing that it would be a speed tech. And I know that your philosophy when it comes to bugs and, not exploits, but let's say emergent techniques, let's call it that, is to, if it's not game breaking, if it won't affect a casual player, just leave it in.
Right. Absolutely.
And that's the best approach.
My mortal fear is that if the player gets stuck and can never advance.
Yeah, exactly. If they get soft locked, then that's no bueno. By the way, for all the Pokemon fans out there, missing no. Okay, so are you going to tell me what's the Easter egg that happens when I actually trigger the missing no? That I haven't found it. You told me that there was something, and I've never found it. What it is? What is it? Come on now. Like
with the missing no?
Yeah, with the missing no. You once told me that there was something else about this particular Easter egg, something that gets triggered.
Yeah, most people don't realize this. And probably you never encounter it because since you're speedrun, you don't collect items. But if you do collect items, I believe it's whatever is the 6th item in your inventory. When you create the missing no, becomes an ultra powerful death ray machine for that particular room. And it also grows in size to like 10 times the regular size, something like that.
Oh my god, I feel stupid now. I've never noticed this.
Also, that kind of stuff.
And I get the 6th item slot reference, by the way. By the way, for this particular boss fight, I'm just gonna sit back, enjoy the show. You're controlling the boss, by the way, in this one. Something to do with the lore. Play the game. Because that's the thing. No speedrun mode is also a no spoilers mode, which is pretty cool in and of itself as well. And that was a great feature because I find that some games, as soon as people start streaming them, well, everything, the whole storyline, everything's out there, And the fact that at least the whole story basically does not get spoiled is that's actually a pretty cool feature, and it's actually something that can help a game.
Yeah, I know that Tom stripped out a lot of the dialogue and the text from Axiom Verge 1 because he was a little concerned that people would want to would get frustrated reading too much story and then just start skipping past it. So he kind of left probably the bare minimum to get the point of the story across. And part of me wonders if maybe there should be
A director's
I remember
cut?
like back in the olden days, like with Zork, the Infocom Zork game, there was like a command verbose where you could like have all the descriptions show up in full, and then there was like a more abbreviated version. So I wonder if like there should be two versions of the text and the story. Like, you want like the full unedited, read a lot of text kind of mode, or do you want the the streamlined version, or in speedrun mode, just no text at all?
Yeah. Oh man, like that would be pretty to have kind of a director's cut version of the dialogue. That would be pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah, I don't know if that actually exists anymore. Like, Tom, do you still have like all of the text you originally wrote for it, and then started removing stuff just to minimize the reading?
I don't know. It depends on if I checked it into Perforce. It's very possibly still in there somewhere.
That would I'd be down for that. Axiom Verge, a visual novel coming out fall winter. Oh wait, that's where I'm gonna go. This is fine. All right, so now we're getting to Uku, which is for those who followed my speedrunning career know that this is where everything went from worst to worst at GDQ. This section is very unforgiving, especially in the speedrun, because everything deals a truckload of damage. And so now these flies are they seem harmless enough. They're not. They're actually... So here I just take damage so I can actually warp through this section. Gonna bait a bit of these guys. This guy to come down like this. Perfect.
Yeah, that blew my mind the first time I saw you kind of damage boost through that. I was like, I didn't know that was possible.
Oh no.
So now I try to do that whenever I play, just trying to...
Yeah, now I'm just gonna go for a safety health pickup here. So these is those are probably the closest creatures you'll encounter that actually acts like a Metroid. It just sucks the life force out of you, but on top of doing the same thing as a Metroid, what it also does is it replicates if it does a full cycle of the thing it does. So yeah, even probably even more dangerous than the Metroid in my opinion. So here we stop on that third tile. Then we move forward to that ledge. And now, all right, let's hope for a quick kill first try, guys. 1, 2, and 3. All right, Uku, come back, you bastard. There we go.
Did it.
First try, every try. That's actually a stressful one in the run for me. Got a bit of a GDQ PTSD with this guy.
Oh, but you just teleported back and now it's full.
Yeah, and now we're going back into transit with the floating head Rusalka that takes us all the way across. I think it's not Eden, Indy. I think, is it Indy? Pretty sure it is. So first we would actually save right before Uku. As soon as we go up one screen, if I went to the right, there was a save room there. We used to use that, but now we're just... Because later on in the game, it actually saves a bit of time. It saves one trip with this guy. a lot of people were saying how the art direction for Axiom 2 looks a lot brighter than the first one. Did you want to try just a different color palette? Like, is there a specific reason why you went that route?
I mean, there's a lot of different reasons for it. I think it's more that I don't want to become bored with the whole notion of making games. I think if I just reskinned Axiom Verge to be Axiom Verge 2 with the same sort of graphics, I think I would just be so tired of making that same kind of thing that I wouldn't want to do it anymore. So, you know, I was thinking more of that, and also, you know, it's different points in the story. It takes place, depending on how you look at it, before or after all of what you're seeing currently happens, and it's in this more kind of like ancient Mesopotamia themed world. And because of that, there's a lot of parts of it that are more almost like the regular Earth that we're on, or maybe an ancient version of our Earth. So that in itself leads to kind of like a brighter color palette, more outdoor areas.
And I do believe that you carried over something that you actually wanted to implement in the first game, but didn't get around to it, and that would be an underwater area. Am I correct? Pretty sure I saw that on the website.
Yeah, you're correct. Someone might have hypothesized that, but it's right. So in my original design, to the left of where you start was going to be another outdoor area, and I even in my original designs, I had drawn like beams of sunlight coming through the first save station that you're in, so that later on you go back and you get to see what it looks like outside of that area, and it was going to be an ocean beach theme area. When you look at the tiles, they're sort of like sandy colored tiles with sea creatures embedded in them.
Well, there is like a little patch of water somewhere, I think, close to the start area to the right. And I think, is there like an oxygen meter that pops up? I don't remember. I think I saw something when I was...
Whenever you're in water, an oxygen meter pops up.
Yeah. Now, for new runners, this room is the gatekeeper. And this is... Man, I'm gonna die.
Oh.
Yeah, I hate those guys.
Same. And I died. That's fine.
Noob.
I know. I'm bad at this game. I'm terrible. I got 360 no scope by the golden Metroids. Why'd you put laser beams on those guys? Oh man. The rust is real. It's fine. We'll go over estimate by like 5 minutes at this point.
Well, I've got a donation in the meanwhile.
We got more donations in the meanwhile?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Got
People saying me how bad I am, I'm guessing.
Nah. Got a $10 from Molly Man.
Oh.
He says, "Thanks for this amazing marathon. Despite it was done pretty quick, this was one of my favorite edition. I couldn't come for the final day because of my exam tomorrow, but it's always amazing to be there live or online. Hope to see you at LAN ETS if possible."
Of course. All right. That was the last death of the run, I promise. Hope. I promise I hope this was the last one. Hey, at least I get to go through my favorite area of the game twice. I just love Kerr and Upper Kerr, where it's the only snowy area of the game, and also that's probably one of my favorite tracks of the whole game. So. I think that in the trailer we see the return of the drone, right? Albeit probably in a different form, but... Did I lose Tom?
I couldn't hear what you said.
Oh, I
If you
said,
something.
I believe that in the trailer for Axiom 2, we saw the return of the drone. Although I'm guessing it's probably like a different iteration of it, but...
If you said what I think you said, yes.
Yeah, the audio keeps cutting out.
Yeah, it's
like
weird
I'm
because of the
getting,
setup
like,
that we have going
only
on.
about 20% of the words you're saying.
So I was asking, basically, I think I saw in the trailer the return of the drone. Is that the case?
The return of the what?
The drone.
Look, it censored that word, the drone.
Yeah, the drone.
Yes, there is a drone in Axiom Verge 2.
Yes. Oh. And I took the safety save. I don't know how I screwed up this room so bad, but there's something I didn't do right, that's for sure. I think I launched my drone too late. That's fine, as long as the drone takes the hit, and I'm gonna bait them, and I'm just gonna bait them down here actually. Go back to Trace. Come on, let's go. All right. Okay, so getting there is basically what you want to do in this room. You start digging, and then you keep one block to the left, and you dig underneath it so that it acts as a shield against those guys. Now we got the Speedrun key, which unlocks the second part of the temple. And now to get out of here. All right. Once you kill that guy, at this point, it's pretty much free. So we got this here. Now the next part is the next big part of the run is what we like to call green hell, and you will see why in just a couple of minutes. Now I'm gonna go for a safety health pickup. There's been a lot of these this run. So I go to the left so that I actually kite this guy over here. Now we're on our way to Green Hell, coming up soon.
On your way to the Nürburgring racetrack in Germany.
Yeah, exactly. Gonna test drive my brand new Tesla Cybertruck concept pickup truck.
Yeah, whenever I do my own speed runs, this place, and you know, my speed runs are like 2 hours or so, so it's a very different scale. But this is the area where it just, man, it just kills me over and over.
There we go. All right. Fine. We're safe. So that was that upper part, that big room is what we call green hell, because once you know how to navigate it and you're more comfortable with the advanced drone launch and just queuing a bunch of drone teleports, it gets a lot safer. You just got to know how to manage your drone's health as opposed to health cell. Try to, if those green guys stick to you, make sure you kill them while you're in drone form before getting back to trace. That way, because the drone regenerates, trace doesn't. So, and now we got red coat.
Nice.
And we're going back to... Well, actually, we might make it with an estimate. We might. If Sentinel does not...
And the red code, of course, in case anyone doesn't know, is the last power-up you need that will take you to the last... the last area where you can get to the final boss. By the way, have you ever done a 100% speed run?
No. I haven't actually. Well, not a speed run. I've completed the game 100%. There we go. That's more like it.
Yeah, I'd be curious to find out what your time is for a 100% speed run.
I mean, that's something I've never gotten around to do, but it's something I've always wanted to learn. There we go. I don't know. Can anyone in chat from the Axiom Verge speedrunner group tell me what the current world record for any 100% stands at?
Now we're 26 minutes. Yeah, 1 hour 26 minutes.
Oh, there we go. So 126 right now is the world record.
126, that's insane.
Yep. And there's a 100% map, which means that you have to do 100% map completion.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. Like whenever I play the game, I'll speed run most of the way, and then there's certain things that I just can't do with just such low health. So I kind of, at some point in the game, I just kind of sweep back and collect all the things that I didn't get, so I'm at like max power by the end. And so, yeah, and once I've done that, it always bugs me to see the map with some missing places in it, so I just go back and 100% the map. The completionist in me demands it. Yeah, like this boss here, I can't do without a ton of health. I don't know how you do that, what you're doing.
Yeah, but I don't know. I might die here.
This boss is one of those where his bullets are randomly generated.
Oh
the
man,
movements are randomly generated. So it's the only thing in there where I couldn't think of a way to have it be randomly generated or have that look and not be randomly generated, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, you could have had some set patterns, and whichever patterns comes up would be randomly generated.
Like maybe if I had done something like had him go through one iteration of firing all his bullets, recorded their positions, and then had him basically reuse that recording of the bullet positions.
Yeah, and also Sentinel is the only boss that you can actually walk out of the room. Well, main boss, because there's also a Zeter Hall, which is the second form of Zeter that we'll see after Sentinel and before Athetos. And I had to jinx myself saying, oh, we might make it with an estimate. Nope, not today.
Yeah, and the thing about Sentinel, right in the room right before it, there are a couple of enemies that you can kill and they'll drop a bunch of health. So sometimes what I'll do when I'm trying to do a run where I've got the low percentage, I forget what the achievement is called, but basically a low percentage of items. I'll kill those 2 enemies just outside the door to the Sentinel, and then I'll get as far as I can with the Sentinel. Yeah, these guys, I glitch them and put them up in that left corner, and then I kill them there, and then I just go back and grab some more health when I'm running low. But even then, I can't always do it. Yeah, I think especially on hard mode, I needed to do that, even with like getting all of the health upgrades and everything. It was just, yeah, I needed to make sure that I had that extra health right outside the room.
I was really close. I was close. On the previous fight, was like 1 hit away. Oh, I'm getting the slowpoke. Nice! I think this is my first slowpoke at NoReset. So we have this tradition that whenever you go over estimate, you get our Lord and Savior of speedruns, slowpoke.
But I missed half of what you just said.
So as I was saying, whenever we go over estimate, actually I'm going to do a safety save here because I'm probably going to die if I... I blame you for this.
I love you.
I blame you for this.
C'est Dom qui t'a donné un bisou.
Fortunately, you won't have to fight the Sentinel again.
There's that. So, Tom, where's the debug mode where I can just teleport and end this? I don't want to know. I'm finishing this. All things considered, maybe I shouldn't have put this after a weekend of running a speedrunning event as the last run.
Oh yeah, I have a story about that. By the way, I've got some donations if we have the time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh,
actually, what am I doing?
Oh, we got $20.
Oh no, I'm so confused now.
We've got $20 from Codepiece. He says, "Thank you, Tom, for making such a beautiful game, and thanks to GVirus for getting me into speedrunning with your GDQ run. I immediately downloaded for Xbox, no regrets. Come by the Discords to play the randomizer."
Awesome.
We also got Naram, who gave $2.22.
Oh, yeah.
He says, "Fixed."
Come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, guys, please.
We are so close to the 6K mark in donations. So...
Yeah, I'm just you know, stretching time for more donations. That's
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
I'm pretty sure we can get to 6K before the end of this run. That would be great. Don't forget that we have raffles. We have
ruffles.
We have raffles. Oh,
Barbecue or?
yeah. I think I'm
dress?
hungry and I'm just like saying random words, but I meant raffles. I actually have raffles. Here you go. We have raffles for all the all $25 donations and more. We are raffling a Switch Lite with a Pokemon Sword and Kirby Star Allies. Also comes with a carrying case and SD card. Yeah, thanks, Gail. So you're gonna show it. We also have prints and other like gaming stuff in a raffle. These are for donations of $10 and more. I would show them to you, but I don't want to disrupt the run, so we'll show them at the end of the run.
Oh, it's nothing they haven't seen at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, Slowpoke just fell. I'm sorry, Slowpoke. You will be avenged. All right, here we are. No, I don't want the item here. What have I done? Haha, joke's on you guys.
Why did you not want that item?
Because it'll just slow me down. It's just a power node, and it's a power node fragment. Wouldn't help. Wouldn't do anything, actually.
I see.
So now, I need to get through Disco Hell and do it right the first try. Because if you get hit in disco hell, then you get bodied by everything all at once. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so
I didn't know this was called Disco Hell.
and okay.
Disco,
Wait. That's not good.
they call it that.
Man, if I die again, I'm gonna be so mad at myself.
You use your drone.
Yeah. I'm gonna do something I'd never done before. Hopefully I can get through this room. Now, doing some backtracking, because this is a Metroidvania after all, you know?
Oh, the video froze for me.
Did it?
Just temporarily. It's
Okay.
good now.
All right. Now, safety save time. Woo! Okay. I never want to play in window mode ever again. Please.
Alright, tons of support from people in chat for you. You got this, man.
Yeah, thanks guys. I mean, I'm doing terrible right now. I wish I made you guys proud.
Hey, it's a no reset run.
It's a no reset run. All right. Now, just because, so that was how Disco Hell was supposed to go down the first time around. I'm gonna use this save room just in case I just forget how to do Athetos, and that'll be it. This is the last boss coming up. Hey, come on now. Okay, no, that's it. These guys are getting it. You know, actually, fighting these guys is actually harder than the last boss. I'm just gonna take a death. So now they're not next to the exit, at least. But, Tom? These creatures are pure evil. This is the single enemy in the whole game that I hate the most. Those? No, I can't. All right. This is it.
Let's do this.
So basically that's the damage area, and I use the damage hits I take to kind of bounce off and go straight back into it and output maximum damage using the Drover. Now, the safe way to do this is to try and keep those drones on level 1. So now they respawn level 1, so they're going to do that attack, which is a lot safer than the other attacks. Deals less damage. So now phase 2 starts as soon as this reappears. And also by killing them on phase 2, I'm going to get some health drops that I wouldn't get otherwise. But as soon as they respawn, though, because we're in phase 2, then they get to the level 2 of their attack. I'm just going to clean up between the phase to get my health pickups. This guy should have one. And no, he doesn't. Okay. So I'm just going to go for a... Hopefully it's that guy that drops. Yep. Oh, okay, we're good. Once again, body hits over projectile hits any time of the day. There we go. Now you just got to survive the onslaught. And that was phase 3, which was the final phase. Elsa Nova, which is the big robot called the Rusalki that's going to kind of blow the bad guy who's Athetos standing in the tank there. And time's going to be on fade to black, so get ready. I'm going to fire my laser. Bah!
Nice job.
Thank you.
Not your best, but nice job.
Not my finest work, but hey, it's
Not
something.
your finest work, but way better than I could ever do.
Thank you.
Hey.
You did it.
I did it. 4 deaths? 5 deaths? 4. Yeah, 4.
4. Yeah.
Like I said, not my finest work, but hey, it was it was for the best cause, so it's all good. And yeah, big shout outs to the game audio. Big shout outs to the game crashing, fixing the audio. I've never seen that before. I mean, I work in IT, and that's something. Once again, Dan, Tom, thank you so much for tuning in. I wish it went a lot smoother than it actually did, but yeah, I got the slowpoke. Hey guys.
Yeah,
So-
thanks for doing this, and
Thank you.
yeah, I hope you guys raised a good amount of money, and hopefully the cause benefited.
It did. It definitely did. And I mean, thank you for all your help. Also, spreading the word about the event, that helped quite a bit. And we got actually some additional info from Axiom Verge too. So, that's some pretty cool stuff actually. Thanks for dropping those little tidbits. We truly appreciate it, and we're really, really looking forward to it.
I got some more.
Awesome. You dropped out again. I think
Yeah.
we're running into some problems with Discord, but yeah, stay tuned for more information. I think you were talking about Axiom Verge 2.
Yeah, I was
so yeah,
thanking you
so-
for dropping some additional info that we didn't get before. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
And for more info, you were saying?
I guess for more info, just follow Tom on Twitter, and also we have a mailing list. So we'll be dropping some announcements from time to time there. So yeah, you can just follow us in either of those two ways. So
Awesome.
the mailing list, I think if you go to axiomverge.com, you can sign up there.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Awesome.
let's hear it, everyone. Let's hear it for Dan and Tom. So,
All
well,
right,
Dan,
thank you guys.
it was our absolute pleasure. And I mean, this was it. This was
Yeah.
the last run of the marathon.
Thanks, Tom, and thanks, Dan. We got some more Axiom Verge related donations.
Oh, we got some more Axiom Verge donated relations.
we got
yes.
$100 from Willow the Whisperer.
Oh.
And that person says, so proud of the Axiom community. Come and join us in the Discord. Thanks a lot,
Yes.
Willow. We got a $100 donation too from Jimbo GG. He
Yes.
says, merci pour ce beau marathon, gang. J'espère pouvoir être là le prochain coup.
Yes, ben écoute, Jimbo, t'es le bienvenu. Puis, hey, we're just a little bit over $150 away. So from 6,000, so that's pretty amazing to think that we almost raised as much money as the DreamHack Montreal. This is an event that from start to finish, we had 2 weeks to make happen, less than 2 weeks actually, and it worked out. We made it happen, and it just, wow, that was quite a ride, and I'm glad all of you here were there to shoulder us in this crazy adventure that was honestly, it was at breakneck pace. Thank you once again, Dan and Tom, for everything, and I mean everything. And I mean, yeah, thank you. I don't know what else to say. I'm at a loss for words and probably very, very much so sleep deprived at this point. But thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so
something
much.
to eat, get some sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, I will. I'll get some sleep one day. But we're gonna start tear down tonight. Probably finish it tomorrow. But once again, it's just also feel free. I sent you the info for the Axiom Verge Discord. Feel free to join it. And I mean, we're super excited about starting that conversation about the randomizer with you guys. So I mean, we'll set a date and we'll talk about all that cool stuff. So that's it.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having us, and get some rest too.
I will. Thank you
Talk
very
later.
much. All right. Talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. And once again, Tom, thanks for everything. And you too, Dan. So have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.